What is up? My coffee's frozen. I mean, I'm not advertising here. Let me shift that a little bit. But it's frozen. I got a 2-in-1 and I threw it in a freezer yesterday and didn't think about it until today. So duh, it's all frozen. But anyways, all right, let's talk about healthy habits. All right, and what makes you feel good. I just jumped at this. I didn't plan on making this video this evening, but I thought that, man, we're always talking about conflicts and that kind of stuff, and let's talk about the good things as well, right? It's very important for us to talk about good things. So I want to share with you guys the little shots of self-inflicted dopamine shots, like I like to call them. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel you like, oh man, I just want to keep going, etc., right? Because, well, every day is a battle. Everybody has their struggle. Everybody has their situation. Everybody have their habits. I don't know. I don't have a miracle recipe, but whatever works, I like to share it with you guys. So this is why I decided to do this, all right? Hey, check this out. This is, let me do this. This looks like the YouTube sign, man. That's pretty cool play. I didn't play on that. I just realized that. So yeah, be my first subscriber if you want to. You can click like and subscribe if you like this video. So, hi, my name is Vivi. I used to be a medic, and I used to be a firefighter and 911 operator. And I now am a executive in a company here in Europe. But anyways, welcome to my podcast, and let's dive into this right now. So, as I like to mention in my videos, I don't, edit. I just do it as it come out. You might notice, a little bit of hesitation, that kind of stuff. It is natural. I just started 2 weeks, so give me a break. So, but anyways, so I like to share the things that work for me as far as how to better my state of mind. I'm a high performer at work. It is true that we are kind of a little bit special. We can't stay still. We have to always be doing something. So in order to set my day straight and on track, I normally start the night before. I know it sounds weird, but I believe that everything that you do hours before waking up leads to how you're going to begin your day. So usually in the evening, after I finish a class, whatever it is I'm doing right now, I'm actually participating in a course for high performers, especially. But I do have my me time. Let's call it me time. It's important for you to dedicate your me time. If you don't take care of yourself, obviously you're not going to be able to take care of anyone, no matter if it's your kids, no matter if it's your partner, no matter if it's your parents, no matter who it is. So you gotta take care of yourself first. That's rule number one. Number two, when it comes the evening, I usually like to do normal stuff. Whoever says nowadays they're not on social media, it's very rare. I mean, I like to scroll through my stuff. I dial down my day by going through anything that's on LinkedIn, the typical professional network. Then I switch to whatever is local, X in this case, what used to be Twitter. I follow, the area where I live, what's been going on in the latest news, etc., etc. Not that I feed on that, because I know that news mostly are negative, but these are the local stuff. So usually these are information of your interest. And then as I slide down into my evening, that I slowly go into, I don't know, my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok. I mean, I do that. I consume that as well. But I know that I have a limited time on that, right? I don't spend my whole evening or my whole night doing that. And sometimes I just skip that, or I go directly to Netflix, watch something. And that's how I kind of dial down my day. My days have a tendency of being intense, stressful, because I have to deal with several different people, different situation. I like to put fires out, even though I'm no longer a firefighter. I still put fires out, different kind of fires. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely love what I do. I didn't see myself doing that years ago when I started, getting into this business that I'm in. It's not my business. I work for a company. I do enjoy what I'm doing nowadays. It's challenging. It's something different every day. There's not a single day that is similar as the previous one, which I guess this is why I like it, right? And in order to be able to be a high performer into a very complicated environment, you've got to be able to have your healthy habits. All right, I'm not going to dive into work because I do a lot of shorts or even long videos for work. This is more a global thing in order for your state of mind, right? How do you feel? Okay, how to deal with your day to day, how to be able to, deal with whatever comes along the way. So as I was saying, after my little ritual at night, normally I give myself a 2 hours, ideally an hour and a half or an hour minimum of a break. It means I stop watching anything that has to do with a screen. I stop watching TV. I stop anything that's social media, anything that makes my mind hyperactive, literally, because this is what we do. We keep scrolling. It never stops. There's always something to scroll about, but you got to be able to pace that. I mean, there's people that do it first thing in the morning. That's a big no-no for me. I don't do that. So we're gonna get into that as we go into the night, right? But yeah, I normally do that. I grab a book. I read different books. At the same time, I usually grab a book in the morning that's anything that's I don't want to say self-help, but anything that's psychology related or constructive or anything that's business related, that kind of stuff, right? And then in the evening, I usually grab something completely different. About an hour and a half, 2 hours before I go to bed, I start on the couch, I read, and then I progressively transition to bed. I take a warm shower at night in order to get my body to cool down as I go to bed. And then the last 45 minutes, I normally like to be browsing on my Kindle, and contrarily of what people think, Kindle is actually a very recommended device because it doesn't, give you that famous blue light that phones or TVs or computer screens have a tendency of bringing right into your retina and that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, so that would be my normal process, right? And then after that, I go through the night. Normally, if I do that, I actually am able to sleep anywhere between 6 to 7 hours. And the next day when I wake up, then this is when I start my morning. I do my morning business. I go work out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I normally do cardio. I go for about a 20 miles run or a 30 kilometers run. Whoever wants to convert that into kilometers or metrics. And I come back and I have my breakfast. And I head to the office. And when I get to the office, I normally go over, anything that's business related, news, latest stuff that's been happening on the market, that kind of stuff. And then I dive into the day. So this is basically what my normal ritual is. I do not jump into social media in the morning. I don't jump immediately on any messenger type, which is WhatsApp or text messages or any kind of messaging platform. I do not dive into that. I normally save that for the hour and a half to 2 hours after I gotten up and I've done my morning ritual or morning habits. My coffee I usually take also an hour after I wake up, because of the cortisol levels. I mean, I know if you're 20 years old and you're watching this probably will not apply to you, but if you're 40 and above, it will probably apply to you. If you work in a high performing environment, it also apply to you. You'll probably have those sleepless nights, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing you do, you take about 1 to 5 cups of coffee. Been there, done that. Guilty, got the t-shirt, and I also lost sleep over this. So you've got to find the balance that where you feel good, in the evening, but in a healthy way. So you can prepare your night, sleep good, and then start your day in a positive way. And then on the weekends, I normally do sports. I do use cleaning as a cleaning process, literally a physical cleaning process, and then I throw a podcast on And I also clean my mind while I'm cleaning the normal household stuff. I like to, well, whatever, vacuum, mop the floor, um, do your laundry, iron. But usually I do that anywhere between Friday evenings and or Friday afternoons and Saturday, uh, in order to have to free up my Sunday as much as possible. Then of course, anything else around that, which is gathering with friends, talking with family, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, I add that into my methodology in order to be okay. However, one thing I know for sure is that I do not have conflictive conversations in the evenings ever. I try to avoid it. I mean, I do have a mom right now that has a Parkinson's disease. It's very difficult for me to deal with that. I have to admit. I have a sister that's also schizophrenic. And normally the urgency or calling Vivi for anything, doesn't matter what it is, you have no control what is going to happen. I normally wait for me to be in a stable state of mind to face those problems, those conversations, and then I usually take a deep breath before I have those conflictive conversations. Most of the time, unfortunately, because of the nature of their um, pathologies, well, I know it's going to be conflictive, but I take this as, well, I have to treat them like if they were a patient. So it's not impossible. Try to find your little habits that will bring you to the stable peace of mind when you're at work. Sleep is very important. Surround yourself by people that bring a lot to you. I mean, I can't insist enough on that. Whoever you're around is going to affect on your state of mind. No matter if it's your partner, no matter if it's friends, surround yourself with people that bring you joy, that motivate you to keep growing. I mean, I had lunch with a really good friend of mine, and she's actually, those moments, she's actually the one in this moment. When I go down to, oh my God, this is going on in my life, blah, blah, blah. They usually have a perspective where they look at it and they give you, hey, well, why don't you look at it this way? Look at this as an opportunity to do this, such and such, blah, blah, blah. I mean, as much as I've dealt with so much drama and problems in my life, I am a human person, I'm a human being. I like when somebody listens to me. And it's not essentially your partner. It's not essentially whoever you normally think has to listen to you. Sometimes it's just a good friend. And I'm very grateful to my friend. I'm really grateful to the very few friends that I have over the course of the years. I've learned to really care about the people that care for me. There is huge gap that got between the people that don't bring anything into my life and who I am. So I really honestly don't care anymore. I've given 100% to all my friends. The very few of you that's still here, well, you know who you are. And those are gone. It's because they didn't bring anything to my life in general. So I really encourage you to choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends wisely. Be careful on who is around you. I mean, this world is already built in a way where everything is built around negativity, drama, whatever's going on in Iran, whatever's going on wherever, and such Ukraine and Russia, whatever it is. And what you turn the TV on, I mean, you might as well just go to the psychologist right after that. I mean, I don't watch the news. I choose the information that gets to me. I am informed about what's going on, but I don't specifically turn on the TV every day to watch the news because it's just garbage most of the time. So, but anyways, these are the small, tips and tricks. Part of them, I have many. I mean, I walk, I go on bike rides, I go sit on the. It doesn't matter if it's on the sea. On the seaside or on the mountain, wherever. I can even sit in my car. I can sit on the terrace having a drink by myself and just observe and enjoy that moment. This is what you have to remember all the time. Remember all the time that we are just passing through. We're just passing through. Do not have any expectations from nobody ever, but expect out of yourself. You have to care for yourself. You have to take care of yourself. And this starts by having good habits. Sleep good, take care of yourself, and then, do what you gotta do if you can for the rest of it. Save some energy for yourself. It's very important in order to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Well, this is it. My coffee is still frozen, as you can see it. I'm gonna try to enjoy whatever I can get out of it. I hope you have a great rest of the day, wherever you are. If you like this video, click like, and I'll see you in the next one.